Hey guys, this Slender Magic here, and this video is very overdue. But I wanted to verify the information, look it up to make sure I'm right, and little pre-response to anybody in the comments section that's going to say that, once again, I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know how distribution works, blah, 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 whatever. Some idiot 12-year-old telling me that I don't know how Wizards distribution works when I sell like $100,000 worth of cards a year. Or at least I used to. It's been reduced to, $4,000 a year at this point. I've been lowering my orders a little bit, just in case you haven't caught on to that. I know how the product flow works, okay? I'm not an idiot. I work in the industry, you don't, so maybe you should shut the hell up. Just little pre-response to the dumbass 12-year-olds out there who are going to leave a comment saying, Des, you just don't know how all this works. And then a period and no further explanation about why specifically I'm wrong. So you guys can go ahead and shut up. Actually, no, leave that comment, because then I'll find you and ban you from my channel. So works out, doesn't it? It's kind of like how stupid SJWs dye their hair purple so that you can see them coming from a huge distance, and then you can identify them really quickly. Really helps the sorting process really damn quick. So here's my beef in case you didn't catch my comment, which was responded to by a lot of people who know what's up, but a huge amount of people who are just unbearably cluelessly stupid. They had the flawless logic of, I don't like Des, plus Des left comment equals disagree with whatever Des said. That is just like flawless logic. Like, don't research it, don't look it up, don't see if what I'm saying is legitimate. Just flip that switch because I'm the enemy. Well, don't you make yourself look stupid, because I'm going to break this down exactly how the facts were laid out in my opinion. By the way, this whole video is my opinion and just the way I see things. I'm just reporting my speculation on what I thought was going on. The release date for Aether Revolt was January 20th. Okay, January 20th. I get my product on January 19th in the morning. Some local gaming stores in my area get them on Wednesday. I have only heard rumors of people getting them prior to 2 days ahead of time. Okay, so the 18th is the earliest that basically anybody on planet Earth gets their hands on for sale, non-pre-release related Aether Revolt products. The Planeswalker decks are different, the pre-release packs are different, but that's about it. Like even, fat packs, bundles, gift boxes, I think even the deck builder toolkit, but I'm not 100% sure. None of those come ahead of time. So maybe I've heard rumors, although my distributor says this is absolutely not true, that, somebody like Star City Games, Card Kingdom, Troll and Toad, somebody just huge would get their stuff on like maybe Monday or Tuesday, but that would be, Monday the 16th. Let's say if you really call in the favors and you have a $10 million order, you just want to make sure something doesn't screw up, maybe a distributor will send it out on like Monday. So on the 13th of January, which was the previous Friday, Rudy did a box opening of Aether Revolt. Now I'm not saying that's actually when he did it, that's when he uploaded it. He could have filmed that crap on the 12th, for all I know. I mean, I have no idea. Now that Friday, January 13th at midnight, was the pre-release event. So I have called my distributor. Like I said, there are only 6 distributors in the US, as far as the last time I checked, which honestly was 3 years ago, but whatever. They are the only ones who sell Magic the Gathering. That's it. Now, you can get stuff straight from Wizards, and yes, this time around they accidentally sent out some stuff a little bit early, and people thought it was just hilarious to do like a bundle opening on, Tuesday or something, but it wasn't Friday the 13th, okay? That's not when that was. It was still later than that. It was close, but it was later than that, and I can't really get solid information about how early the accidental shipment came out, but I seriously doubt it was Thursday or Friday the previous week. I just don't see that as happening. So I left a comment on the video. It's not so polite. I don't think I can even read it on my channel, but basically, hey Rudy, how do you have a box already? Because he opened an entire box, and then he uploaded like 4 more videos where he opens an entire box. So he had a bare minimum of 4 sealed boxes. The very first reply was, that's what I'm wondering. By the way, your channel is the best. I'm not kidding. Nathan A1829 said that, and no, it's not an alt. In fact, like the next comment is wondering that too. And then a bunch of other people, oh, he has connections. And then Rudy actually liked it and pinned it. Yeah, he has connections. My distributor, if I like threaten them at gunpoint, probably wouldn't give me the product ahead of time, okay? They have what's called an agreement with Wizards to not just play favorites and ship something out like 2 weeks ahead of time, okay? That isn't a thing. They don't do that. In fact, the funny thing is, anybody calling them out saying, yeah, this doesn't add up, what the hell's going on? Rudy, answer this. Not, all of them were completely ignored, and every single person say, oh, Dice, you're wrong, I hate your channel, blah, 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 blah. Every single one was liked by Rudy. So what does that tell you about the type of person he is? After literally saying, wow, Desolator gets way the hell too much hate. Like, even on my videos, whenever he comments, he gets way more hate than he deserves. There's something wrong with all of you. That was basically word for word what he said in the video. And then he turns around and hits, favorite and pin on every damn one making, an insult towards me. Well, maybe, Rudy, you asshole, you should actually answer for yourself. And actually, if I don't hear a response from you, I think I might have a chat with some distributors and some people at Wizards about what you're doing. And spoiler alert, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. I'm going to hit you where it hurts in the pocketbook. And actually, I shouldn't even ask for an explanation or a formal response to this video from you, because why? I mean, it would either be, yes, I'm cheating the entire system and ripping people off, or B, you would just lie about it. So those are the two options. So why the hell would I even ask you? This is just basically Alpha Investments exposed at this point. I don't need a response. I don't want a response. I'm just telling people what you're doing. Allegedly, in my opinion, according to my observations. So let's go back to what we do know and what we don't know. They were opened on the 13th or earlier. And let's see, I should just check. How many damn boxes did he open? Okay, at least 4. He might have opened multiple boxes in one video, I think he did. So it might be like 5 or 6. I'm not sure. Now, according to him, the pile that he had of, 100 boxes, they were empty, and he just left them there because he thought it was funny. It was kind of a joke, and he wanted people to ask, wow, how do you have 100 boxes this early? Wow, you must be so impressive. Great. That's not even a prank at that point. I mean, that's not something he would do. He's just showing off and basically lying to people to make himself look more important, like he's got connections or whatever. That's a load of crap, by the way. According to Wizards and my own distributor, nobody gets product that early. I cannot say that enough times. Now, there is a way to get one sealed physical booster box in your hand prior to the week of release, and that's if you hold a pre-release. Now, this is where things get sketchy. I'm just going to go by what I've heard because, like I said, I'm not in the WPN program, but the way I heard it, for every, I think, 50 pre-release kits you get like 1 or 2 cases or boxes or something of boosters to give away solely as prize support. Now, when I say solely as prize support, I mean solely as prize support. Go ask Kevin from Rogue Deck Builder what you're allowed to do with those boosters. If Wizards drops the ball and doesn't get you your pre-release stuff on time for your own store, are you allowed to use the prize support to run a draft? The answer is no. And then if you ask Wizards, but seriously, we want to do it, the answer is then hell no. No, you're not allowed to do anything but take those boosters out of the box and hand them to the people who attended your pre-release. Period. The end. That is all they can be used for. If you open one booster pack out of those booster boxes, you are in violation of the WPN because now you use the prize support for your own personal gain. Even if you keep them and you don't sell them, it's still a violation of the WPN. I do know that much, even though I'm not in it. So one of 3 things is true, and this is going to get progressively more towards pissing you off. If this doesn't piss you off, there's something wrong with you. I mean, I know I work in the distribution and the single selling business, and I follow the rules and all that, so I'm twice as pissed as anybody else should be. But as a player and as like a pre-release attendee, you better be pissed off by this information. Here we go. So in all 3 cases, the booster boxes he opened on his channel were for prize support somewhere. They were intended for prize support only. That's how he had them that early. And they weren't used for that. So that is a fact at this point, the way I see it. Option 1, some greedy, crooked card store that he has an agreement with took, half their prize pool and sold it directly to him early. Instead of giving it out as prizes, they thought, why would I take, $110 box, that's the EV on release day usually, and hand it out for free when I could take an entire case and sell it for like $700. $700 or $0. Let me think hard about that. Yeah, you would not believe how many places get busted for that. Or, well, honestly, don't get busted for that. First LGS I attended, that's what they did. They would always keep half the prizes. They'd keep half the damn F&M promos. They got caught twice, and they got kicked out of the WPN program. They also weren't allowed to order Magic products anymore at all. They called up all the distributors and told them to stop sending to him. It happens. People do it. So in this case, whatever LGS it was, they, gave out prizes. They held a pre-release, but it was half the amount that normally people would get. So people getting up at midnight, going to the pre-release or going to one Saturday, Sunday, whatever, they would, pay the $30, build a thing. Oh, they did really well. They came in second. Their reward is exactly 50% of what it would have been if Rudy didn't steal all their prizes for cash by like bribing somebody. Remember I said these are going to progressively piss you off more? Oh, you're probably, you got smoke coming out your ears at this point, because as an LGS supporter, if your LGS did this and you found out about it, some of you would burn the place down, okay? Like, I'm pretty pissed off because it affects me double, but you should be too. Option number 2, and this isn't that dissimilar. Same thing, crooked arrangement with an LGS. They only hold a Friday night, or Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever the hell. They hold one event, but they tell Wizards that they're holding 6, or 2, or 3, or whatever. And then they either, enter literally actual real people into a fake event that never happened, which that's a pretty damn fast way to get caught. I mean, you can literally, log in with your DCI number and check precisely what day, what date, probably even what time of day you last earned some Planeswalker points. And if you're like, I didn't attend a second pre-release on Sunday, what the hell are you talking about? They are just basically hoarding them and reselling the packs. So they could be holding a fake Sunday pre-release, over-ordering, getting too high of a WPN allocation, artificially inflating their gateway status, artificially inflating away from gateway status in the WPN system. And trust me, that benefits them hugely. That would be the only motivation, and then they just take all the pre-release packs and all the prize support and sell them to somebody like Rudy. So that's option number 2 on how he got his hands on them, and that is pretty bad. Actually, I think that would actually be more fair to the players and the customers, because, it doesn't really affect them. So, okay, reverse the order on those. Number 3, and this one, I honestly think it's number 2. But number 3, he runs an entirely fake virtual pseudo store that doesn't even exist. And from his Q&A, when somebody said, do you own an LGS? He kind of danced around and didn't really answer it, but his answer was basically, well, you kind of have to be in the WPN program. That is exactly the correct answer, Rudy. You have to pretend to hold F&M and pretend to hold events with fake DCI numbers from fake people that you generated names on, and then you hold fake F&Ms and have fake rounds, fake prizes, fake everything. The whole thing's a sham. You either base it on an actual card store that exists and get the owner's permission to put their address down, take some pretty pictures of their inventory to prove it exists, and then just pull up the scoring thing on your laptop while you're watching Netflix and pretend that you're running a tournament. I would say that's somewhat likely, based on the fact that he doesn't own or operate a store, as far as we all know. Let's be honest, he's too busy, okay? And there's no money in it. He keeps saying there's no money in it. Nobody should do it. There's no money in it. So maybe he is the owner, but not the operating manager of an LGS, and then he's just choosing to steal half the WPN prize allocation early and sell it. I mean, it's an awful lot of money you're just handing out for free to players when you could hand them half and pocket the rest. The old, ancient Greek tax collector strategy, whatever the hell they call it. So that is possible. He might actually have a store. Like I said, I think it's number 1 or number 2, and I think number 2 is the most likely because it's the easiest to hide. But some people, I'm just throwing it out there as an option, some people run an entirely false store. Every single Friday they fake an event. If they want to go up in their level on WPN, go up a tier, they hold fake, Modern Wednesdays or whatever. They have a whole bunch of DCI sanctioned tournaments with 100% people that do not exist. Wizards does have a way to catch this, but if you have 12 different friends who can write a name in cursive, you can get around it. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't want you guys doing this, but I will say that as a general description, a chimpanzee could set up a fake WPN store. And of course, since Rudy is just moderately more intelligent than a chimpanzee, I think he could get away with it. So it's possible him and a dummy address run alpha frickin' games somewhere that is probably a laundromat or something. You guys get it. You get how this works. The whole thing doesn't exist. The tournaments don't really exist, but guess what? You're making it look like they do. And then, oh, look, Wizards feeds us from the vault and Modern Masters and Eternal Masters and prize support and promos, 100% of which go into his private vault or get sold person to person or on eBay if you really got some balls. So, I mean, you basically are obligated to hold a pre-release. I mean, I'm not sure about that. You actually might not have to, depending upon your level. I don't know. Don't care. People who run fake stores that don't even exist, or they run an actual hobby store that pretends to run events but doesn't have any DCI sanctioned play at all, but then they register tournaments regularly, making it look like they do with 100% fake people. They exist. They're everywhere. Take my word for it. Oh, and since people are going to say, well, Das, there's not 3 options of how he got his hands on those boxes. There's 4. Ha, ha, ha. He put on his ninja suit and broke in like Mission Impossible into another LGS and stole them. Yes, people do break in and steal, booster boxes ahead of time. It happens. I feel like maybe that's not what Rudy does, though. It doesn't seem to be his MO, and honestly, he does not look even as athletic as, God, who was the actor from that? Tom Cruise. In fact, he looks like I could beat him in a foot race, and I've got knee problems. I'm not saying I wouldn't trip him, tase him, or pepper spray him, but I'm just saying I'd beat him in a foot race. So Rudy, through method 1, 2, 3, or 4 if you're an idiot, got his hands on boxes a couple days earlier than anybody reasonably should have. So those are WPN boxes, okay? Let's just establish that as fact. At this point, the question of how he did it, it doesn't matter. Whatever it was shady. It's lying to Wizards. It's manipulating the program. It's ripping off players. I mean, it's not fair. And then you've got single sellers like me that, open packs for 18 hours straight, go to sleep, and then ship them out in sets of 4 for 18 more hours the next day. Okay, that's what we do. And I'm not a WPN member, so I don't get any of the actually money-making sets, the ones that are guaranteed to make money, like Modern Masters 2. Oh, and I had to pay above MSRP for my couple boxes of Eternal Masters from the first wave. That is ridiculous. Then you got just cheaters and liars just, scamming the system and lining their pockets with dollar bills at the expense of all the other players. At the end of the day, that's what they're doing. They're ripping off people like me. They're ripping off players like you. So if anybody has a wonderful comment about, oh no, Des, you're wrong, there's a legitimate reason that you're not thinking of or don't know about, that's a bit of a stretch. But no, Des, you're wrong, and people do legitimately get their hands on non-prize support boxes an entire week ahead of the release. And then the comment ends there. I'm going to delete it and I'm going to ban you from my channel because you're spreading misinformation, you're an idiot, and you're a liar. If that is then instead followed by a paragraph explaining specifically why I'm wrong, I will not only delete this video, but I'll apologize. But you damn well better be able to back it up with provable proof. Because like I said, as far as I know, and I've talked to Wizards, I've talked to my own distributor, I've talked to other stores that have been open for 20 years, nobody gets non-prize support booster boxes prior to the week of release. That is a law of physics. That is how the universe is meshed together. You cannot violate that without cheating and lying. I hope you guys got that was the point of the video, and that's why I'm a little bit pissed off at Rudy. Just a little bit. I still enjoy his content and think his channel is wonderful, and I like him as a person, except for that little point. By the way, for all of you like 24-hour news network watchers who are polarized idiots, you can disagree with what somebody does or says some of the time, and then agree with them the rest of the time. It's not like enemy or friend, 100% or 0%. That attitude is just like blowing up right now. Like, the protests outside Milo's thing at that school that should be burned down. It's a shame it didn't. I mean, most of the protesters were actually like fake, and they were hired to light stuff on fire to, cause a narrative from some billionaire, in case you didn't hear that. But it's not like, oh, I disagree with some points that Milo makes. Is that even his name? I think it's Milo. I don't even freaking know. Crazy spiky blonde hair guy, that guy. Oh, nope, enemy. He's an enemy. I literally agree with 75% of what he says, but because he labels himself this way, and this is the topic, 100% enemy, we must burn him at the stake and light trash cans on fire. Like, that's how everybody goes. It's like, I love Wedge from the Manosaurus. I think he's amazing. I think his channel's amazing. I think he's pretty much the #1 best channel on all of YouTube for MTG. But I still disagree with about 10 to 20% of what he says in his videos. So what? I'm an adult. I can get over it. I can deal with it. I'm going to express my counter opinion, and very passionately, because that's how I am. I'm competitive and I'm opinionated, but I can still respect him as a person and like his channel, okay? But I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I totally disagree with Hitler, but I loved his public speaking skills and his sense of fashion. No, screw Hitler. I would put a bullet in his head if I had a time machine. Sometimes people are too far gone, you gotta 100% them. They're 100% the enemy, that's what box they're put in the end. So as far as Rudy, I might have sounded like I want to kill him at this point for this entire video, but I super frown upon whatever the hell he did, and I'm calling him out for it because that's what you do. But I still think his content is lovely. I think the growth on his channel is very appropriate and deserved. He gives good, tips. He talks the truth. He speaks the truth about wizards. Anytime they screw something up, he says so. Anytime they do something good, he says so. Same as me. I can respect that. I like anybody who tells the truth, tells it exactly like it is. And yeah, about 10% of the time he's wrong. 10% of the time I'm wrong. You guys all need to get the hell over that. We've still got MSNBC and Fox News beat. Trust me, on our accuracy level per video, we got them beat. And we don't have rooms full of people fact-checking us, okay? People are like, oh, Rudy, you said Conspiracy 2 was bad and to never buy it, to not touch it, and now it turned out it was a good investment. Great, people are wrong sometimes. Shut the hell up. So y'all need to climb down out of his ass about it and climb down out of my ass about some little tiny discrepancy I put in a video or some card I read wrong. Just like, get the hell over it. Seriously, grow up. So in summary, in case you're like, what the hell, my emotions are on a roller coaster, screw you, Rudy. I hate you. You're a terrible person. You're a manipulative scam artist, and I love your content. Keep making it. Does that clear things right up for you? I hope so. I'll see you guys next video.